Hey, Seka!
What's up, Team Gold?
We're at a marketing meeting right now, and I'm trying to figure out what the most fun units are.
The most fun units?
Yeah, we don't really care what's the best. We just want to know what the most fun is, so we can make more monies.
I see. How do you make whales pay more money for more fun units? I see, CM Gold. I see you.
So, could you, make a video?
You know what? For you, CM Gold, because you stopped staggering the patch notes, I'll do that for you.
Yay!
Alright, so I took the list of every single unit in the entire game that has not been released yet, that came out either after Lost Vayne Meliodas, before Lost Vayne Meliodas, etc. That is not in global yet, and I have the whole list up here. And I'm going to go over the top 10 units that I find to be the most fun. Not the units that are the best, the most fun. This is not the top 10 best units. Don't at me. This is what's fun, bro. Now, I'm going to do these units in no particular order whatsoever, but I just want to show you guys all the abilities of the units and how they look against other people, so you guys can kind of see exactly what it is. So, of course, number 10 on the list, Hoksama! And now, Hoksama is hilarious. Now, this is a unit that actually is super bad about 80% of the year, but about 10 to 20% of the year, he's gonna get a buff. And it looks like during the first year anniversary, as well as the current festival banner for the 20 million downloads banner, we actually have a buff on this Hawk that's gonna change his passive from, I believe, 10% stats base increase to 50% base stats increase. So his passive gets boosted so heavily that it's really just fun to use. Next up, we got the Waifu Camilla. And I really like this unit. What I did use this unit over the last few months, what I found was really fun was being able to use her stun mechanics on her, initial phases, and then I was able to use her other mechanics on her other phases. And what I found was really fun was utilizing crit damage rules, trying to use her crit damage to do lots of damage when she's transformed is super cool. But I did find some issues with the unit, like her passive ability not triggering correctly, and your ability to counter her is super easy because if you do petrify her or freeze her, she doesn't have a lot of way of getting around it for her passive ability. Overall, I just really like her animations, her overall style as a character, and she's really fun. And when she transforms, she has crazy cool abilities. I'm just gonna do the 3 stars here. Boom damage, and then I like the jump kick here. This is cool as hell. Like when you just do 3 kicks in the air and you just knock somebody into oblivion, that looks cool as hell. Those are my favorite things. Unfortunately, I never get to see the ultimate really when I use PvP for Camilla. I only get to see it once in a blue moon, but when I do get to see it, it's really cool. You'll basically be seeing most of her unevolved form most of the time. Alright, next up we got Goddess Blue Easton. And this unit, I have so much fun with actually lately. What I've been doing with this unit is I've been using her with PvP teams that revolve around humans, extra buffs, mechanics, just doing tons of damage to people in one hit, trying to go ahead and go for the one-shot teams. And it's really fun to use with characters like Death Pierce, and I would have really liked to use this character with a character like Ludocio, because that would have been a really fun mixture team competition. But unfortunately, he's extremely expensive, and I just didn't want to invest the mass amount of resources into one unit again, like I did with Fraudrin, and it's just very expensive to build that out. But I have a ton of fun with her because of her passive ability boosting her own base stats, and she gets really tanky. If you haven't seen my Easton video, check that out. It's really funny to watch, just be her tank Escanor ulti and going. Alright, next up we got the semi-goddess a lot, and this unit is from the movie story. She's not an original character or anything like that. She basically is just only for the movie. So if you haven't seen the 7 Deadly Sins movie, go check it out. Essentially, this unit is good for one thing and one thing only, and it's just boosting your whole team's crit damage. And I don't really find her tons of fun as a unit to use, but when I bring her with another team composition with Daddydro, she enables these really high damage teams, which is so much fun to play with. I think the most fun I've had in Guild Boss was because I was using this unit and being able to use large amounts of crit damage because you're able to just crit for massive amounts because of this unit is very, very fun. And then her defensive ultimate is really bad, really, really bad, but it's really good for Daddydro because it gives extra buffs, and that's basically what it does. But otherwise, it's an extremely bad ultimate ability. It just gives debuff unit and defensive skills, and overall, that's just absolutely trash. You're not immune to anything. You basically just have to deal with stuff. But She's just a fun unit to enable good damage for Guild Boss, and she actually made Guild Boss fun for me. Next up, we got the waifu Roxy. And Roxy is one of those characters that is, of course, like a kind of skip banner, kind of a skip unit in general, but I have had so much fun in PvP with her. I've used her for tons of PvP, and like we do this, most of it's on stream. I recorded a bunch of it, and I'll put it out for a YouTube video at some point, but I didn't put out any videos for her yet, and she's just a ton of fun as far as the character goes. She is Escanor level sub stats, but not the same amount of stats. Really, really low on the overall damage because of missing weapons on her release, but once she gets her weapons, she does much better. And with the actual release of her weapons, she like her damage went through the roof. It was great. The same happened for Shin too, which is really cool, but I didn't really get to play Shin as much, so he didn't make it to the list. But I really like the animation from Roxy here, and she catches I love what she catches on the end of it, man. That's just so cool. Her cleansing ability for Goddess Elizabeth Shields is great, and the explosion damage, like, you never see coming, so it's great. Next up, we got Big Daddydro. With this unit, I have a ton of fun recently. I actually just finally got this maxed out less than a day ago as of this video. So I tried this unit out, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with this unit. I've been waiting to try out giant teams and giant strategies, and it's very fun to use this unit. He has a lot of like presence on the field, very tanky, and I like that I'm using a really cool character from Seven Deadly Sins, and this is supposed to be the god of all giants, right? So I'm having a ton of fun using him. He has surprising damage and surprising tankiness, and you just never see what he's gonna do coming. And he has this really weird synergy with Red Giant Diane, and it's really fun to use. I hope they release more Giants in the future, but I think they might not, just because it's a little too OP with the Giant Diane. Next up, we have the best free-to-play unit in the game on JP. This is Red Zeldus. Now, I say free to play because he's a coin shop unit, and you can acquire all his dupes, of course, for coins. It's extremely expensive, though. But as far as the overall resources, but you know, you can still get him for free. So I really like this character's overall utility kit. His animations are really fun, and it's a Zeldus. So Zeldus is one of my favorite characters from Grand Cross, as well as from the actual anime. And this unit still suffers from the same malady as the blue Zeldus, where he suffers from the meme of never critting. The only thing that makes this Zeldus better than the original Zeldus is the amount of utility this character has is much higher. His passive ability isn't, I don't think, is as good as the original Zeldus. I like the blue Zeldus' passive a little bit better, but I do like the skills better and the amount of hits that you get better on this Zeldus. The thing that makes this Zeldus better is the amount of hits that he has per skill, and that's why he crits so much. Next up, we got Red Gloxinia, and he made it way higher in this list than I thought. So, Red Gloxinia is one of those characters that I was like waiting to build for a very, very long time, and he's not super great. He's kind of medium. He's like definitely medium. But when he uses his ultimate ability, it's so toxic, and I love it. I love his first skill being able to lock out rank 1 and rank 2 and rank 3 skills. I love that he has a cleanse ability. His healing card is really fun to use. The fact that he's not king is also really interesting. Having a really, really good heal on rank 2 as well as rank 3, just almost mass healing your entire team is great. His ultimate ability does tons of damage, and his passive ability is why I think he's the most fun for me. One of the things that's really crazy about him is that his passive ability makes it so that you can actually get to his ultimate instantly on like one move. It's crazy to me. Like, if you had two separated cards and you move one card and they both merge on the ends, that's instant ulti with one move. From 0 ulti orbs all the way up to 1. I think his counterplay of ulti rushing is super fun, and being able to do that is very, very cool. His ultimate damage is no joke either, especially when you use Easton or you have lots of debuffs in the enemy. So otherwise, it's just a really fun unit, and I didn't realize how fun he was. The other thing that makes him fun is his commandment, being able to just completely seal out people that try to double use skills against you, and that minus 30% is crazy. Next up, we got Goddess Green Easton. It's a noblesse or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Now, Green Easton is really fun just as a unit when she came to the game, because she enabled a lot of different teams just because of her ability to seal ultimates, and that's super, super helpful, especially with the ability to seal healing abilities, etc. Very, very nice unit in general. The fact that we're trying to get away from a blue king style meta is really nice, but using like buff cleansers is not really a thing in the meta on JP, and it's really tough to use. So the main meta right now to counter her, of course, is the red Zeldus that we just showed, and I have so much fun with this unit because of her ability to just one-tap people. Like, that damage right there is massive. You get enough doubt rolls on people, and the ability to one-tap people with her 3 stars is super cool. I love using it. I love using her ultimate ability to do mass damage. Overall, she's one of my favorite units in Grand Cross. Definitely a very fun unit. Very good in mid to top tier PvP. Definitely not good for top 100 for all the time in top 100, but otherwise, really strong unit. One of my favorites. And finally, the unit I have the most fun with on Grand Cross is Blue Zeldus. Blue Zeldus is by far my favorite unit ever to come to the game. One of the strongest units like for single target hits in the entire game. He is a monster. I love using this unit. I love hitting people with this unit. He's just overall a mad lad. He does suffer from that malady of never critting. But there's actually ways with Super Awakening as well as other ways with different characters as subs to get him to crit 100% of the time. It's really fun to use, but the amount of characters that have come out with higher and higher crit resistance lately makes it so this unit is becoming worse and worse as time goes on. And it's really unfortunate because I love using this unit, but they just keep coming out with units with en masse crit resistance, so he gets harder and harder to use. So when he comes out, he's really fun, and once I figured out teams for him to work really well, no, they do not involve Green Easton. He's really fun, and I think that he's one of the probably the most fun unit in Grand Cross for me to ever play. Just one tap is so much fun. I want to watch it again, actually. Ikimos. He doesn't say ikimasu, it's ikizo. Alright guys, so there we go for the entire top 10 list of characters that I believe to be the most fun in all of Grand Cross. Not really like the best units in the game. None of these units are like top tier except for maybe Red Zeldus and Droll actually. Red Zeldus, Droll, and Green Easton are the only ones that are like kind of top tier. But these units are either fun or enable other fun teams and other fun abilities to be used. And I have so much fun using all of these units. And this is the only one I actually don't have Super Awakened, which is really funny. And oh yeah, and a lot too, because you don't need to. But these units enable really fun teams, really fun damage compositions, really fun overall, just great content. And I think that because these units are so fun, that's why I invest resources into them, because they're actually fun to play. Alright guys, well my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.